Before we get into this video, I have a huge announcement. Me, the Pokewrath and Ozimitsu will be hosting our own Pokemon YouTube panel at London Anime Con on February 16th, 2019. I honestly can't believe I've gotten an opportunity like this, but I'm super excited for it. If you're all within the UK area and want to meet me there, I'll leave the Anime Con details in the description below. I'll even be trying my best to livestream the actual panel. With that announcement now said though, let's roll the intro for this video. What's going on guys, I'm Times, and recently we got two brand new previews for the Pokemon Sun and Moon anime. One for episode 104, Pony Island Research Project, Search for the Island Kahuna, and one for multiple episodes that will happen across the Pony Island arc. So because of that, I've decided for today's video that I will break down each of these previews and give my thoughts and theories alongside it, while also updating you guys about this new news. Let me know in the comments down below for today's question of the day though, what you thought of each preview. I'd love to hear. But with that intro for this video now said, let's not waste any more time and jump right into this discussion. Starting with episode 104's preview, probably my least favourite preview out of the two, but at least includes the most hype-inducing moment. It starts off with us finding out that Ash and his friends are on Pony Island. Yes, I love the island arc so much, and it means we're so close to the Alola League now, which will be even more exciting. Not only that, but the second preview shows us something else we can be hyped for in this Pony Island arc, which just makes my excitement even more unbearable to contain. I'm that hype. Regardless of that Pony Island reveal though, we then see Ash and his friends trying some Dakion vegetables in the Pony Island Pokemon Center, which at first may seem like a random scene, but it will actually play a big role later on. As moving on into the preview, we then witness Ash meeting Hapu. Hey, finally, good to see you Hapu. However, Hapu actually mistakes Ash for a Dakion thief, this being where the Dakions play a huge role. Why I know Hapu mistakes Ash for a Dakion thief though, is because if you watch my original episode 104 discussion, the summary we got for this episode told us that Hapu mistook Ash for a Dakion thief when Ash goes to meet her. But of course, Ash will never do something like that. So Hapu will eventually realize in this episode that Ash isn't a Dakion thief and then befriend him. Ash then gets to see firsthand how she grows her Dakion vegetables, which I actually believe was Ash's intention anyway when he decided to meet Hapu. Why I believe that is simply because the newest summary we received for this episode, which I haven't discussed on this channel yet, but it can at least make a small cameo in this video. Anyway, yeah, the second summary states that Ash actually traveled to Pony Island to do some research projects with his classmates and even attempt his final grand trial. However, it turns out there isn't a Kahuna on Pony Island yet. So that means Ash wouldn't have just visited Hapu in this episode expecting she's a Kahuna, but rather because he wants to see how these vegetables grow thanks to eating some earlier on in this preview, or maybe it's a big coincidence that he saw a Dakion farm at her house and just happened to meet her. But of course, at some point during this arc, we will witness an episode where Tapu Fini crowns Hapu the Island Kahuna, much like we saw in the Pokemon games, which I cannot wait for that, and it even gives Tapu Fini a role in this arc, much like how the other three Island Guardians had one. Regardless of that though, moving on with this preview, we then witness Team Skull holding some Dakions, which this of course, due to their criminal nature, must mean they are the real Dakion thieves, and they even engage in a battle against Ash and his friends over these vegetables. Why they decided to steal Dakions, I have no idea at this moment in time, but one thing's for sure, it will be for a really dumb reason to go hand in hand with Team Skull's dumb wit. However, there is one Team Skull member who isn't dumb, but it's not any of our regular trio, but rather Plumeria, the big sister of Team Skull, the Team Skull admin. Plumeria is confirmed, everybody. Hey! This also means my theory in my original episode 104 discussion was correct. This satisfaction feels so good. But whereas she is a great character, do you know what else this means? It means another, superior, phenomenal character is bound to make his debut soon, just by using logic of Plumeria appearing here. Which is Guzma, Team Skull's boss. Expect him in a couple episodes time. Oh my god, Team Skull are finally going to be important in this arc, and our boy is going to be his fantastic self. Oh my god, I just honestly want to shed a tear of joy. And oh my god, I really messed up my voice, as I'm not gonna lie, I'm sick when recording this. That probably wasn't the best idea, holy crap. Ooh, you have no idea how badly I wanted this though. Actually, maybe I do, just by judging how many comments I've gotten over the past 2 years asking where Guzma is going to debut. I mean, sure he hasn't debuted yet, but he definitely is gonna now. Thank you, Plumeria. And oh my god, you're such a stunning character as well, Plumeria. Whew. Calming down a little bit. What Plumeria could actually do in this episode though, I believe it's just so she can simply scold Team Skull for performing stupid actions, aka stealing Dakions, and then engage in a battle against Ash and his friends, and this is where she would also want them to stay out of her way, as she and the boss of Team Skull are planning something big. What that overall plan is though, I'll give my theory on later on into this discussion. Maybe in this episode also, we will even see Plumeria use her poison type C move, seeming as we haven't seen it yet, which would be awesome to witness. Overall though, that pretty much concludes my breakdown on episode 104. It looks like a pretty decent episode, but Plumeria will definitely be the best highlight, and maybe even save the overall episode if we find the Dakion story to be that boring when this episode airs on January 13th. To end off my overall discussion on this episode though, I do at least want to mention some things I've seen on social media recently, which is people making posts expressing their relief that Guzma is finally going to appear in the anime after such a long time, them even being fed up at times that he didn't appear sooner. Which yes, I understand that frustration, I even wanted him to appear sooner as well, but we just gotta keep in mind that the anime this time around wants to focus on telling the stories of 2 game stories this time around in their own unique way, instead of just the usual one story. Which clearly, for both of these stories too, the writers saw no way how Guzma could have served any importance. Which if I am to be honest too, I can completely understand that. As even if they were to make his exact same story from the games and the anime for those 2 stories, it just would have been overshadowed by the rest of the stories they wanted to tell. It's not really fitting. But instead, the writers here in the 3rd year of this anime can actually give him a bigger role compared to the games and even more of a unique role as well. Which should please everybody dearly if you didn't believe Guzma didn't do much in the games, or if in general you're a Guzma fanboy or fangirl. Year 1 of the anime focusing on the Sun and Moon story, while Year 2 focused on the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon story, while Year 3 focused on Team Skull as a whole and even Ash's character because of the Alola League. Seems like the most perfect pacing to me. Not to forget too, for those who are fed up that Guzma took this long to appear, or still is, even Team Plasma and Team Flare took 2 years to appear in the anime. So, yeah. My theory on what Team Skull could possibly do in this anime as well will be said during that second preview breakdown. In fact, now that I finished that statement, let's now move on to it. But hopefully you can understand now why Guzma took so long to appear. Anyway, the first thing we get introduced to within this second special preview is all our characters getting ready to embark on a journey to Pony Island, and they do all sorts of stuff on the actual island, such as those research projects we learnt about for episode 104's plots, battles, and even growing a stronger bond with their Pokemon. Sophocles though is bound to grow the strongest bond with one of his Pokemon, and that is because I believe it will evolve on this island, as it can only evolve in Fast Pony Canyon and even Blush Mountain. But seeming as they're on Pony Island at this moment in time, it's more likely of a chance that it will evolve now. Which of course, this Pokemon I'm talking about is Charjabug evolving into Vikavolt. Even merchandise supports the fact that Charjabug could actually evolve in this arc due to Vikavolt having some merch recently. Hell, even that merchandise foreshadowed Guzma's appearance. Because of this Golisopod, which of course Guzma owns a Galissapod in the Pokemon games. Regardless of that possible evolution though, and the merchandise, the next preview scenes we get to witness, that isn't just the scenes we saw in the episode 104 preview, is Lychee and Gladion having a conversation, which something shocks Lychee so much that she forgets to hold her hat in the wind and it goes flying off. Which at first I thought this was something else completely, but apparently according to Ash and Serena on Twitter, who speaks Japanese, apparently Gladion and Lychee were talking about their father. So this could mean that Lychee and Gladion's father will be having a role in this anime soon, which I never expected to be honest, but I'm happy to accept that, like, wow, yeah, I'll take it. But of course, regardless of their father, Lychee of course will have a strong role on this arc, as she is still yet to find a Z-Ring, which I do believe she will find her Z-Ring on this island and even partake in the fairy time trial. I've stated this in so many discussions already, so let's just move on to the next scene. Which for the next scenes we actually get to see are two mythical Pokemon, which really surprised me. This being Jazzman and Meltan. Hey! Now every Generation 7 legendary or mythical Pokemon has appeared in the anime. Well, apart from Igurna. But regardless of that, focusing on Jazzman first, maybe it could have its own episode, anything's possible. But I believe at this moment in time that it will just be a lucky sight Ash and his friends get to witness at the end of an episode, such as we've seen with other mythical or legendary Pokemon in this anime. Whereas Meltan will at least be getting the biggest focus, having his own entire arc actually, where I believe Team Skull, Plumeria, and Guzma will be wanting to do something with this Pokemon. What that could possibly be, I have no idea at this moment in time, but it's bound to at least focus on a legendary or mythical Pokemon, which Meltan appearing here just makes perfect sense. Not to forget too, that Meltan Sun and Moon merchandise appeared alongside that Galissapod merchandise, so that could suggest these two go hand in hand. I even believe Meltan won't be appearing in movie 22, but rather a Generation 8 Pokemon. And yes, I know movie 22 is a movie 1 remake, but that Generation 8 Pokemon could replace Donphan, which Donphan was just there to advertise Generation 2. Let me know in the comments down below if you think Team Skull will have a relation with Meltan though. I'd love to hear. Finishing off this preview though, the rest of the preview showcases us that Ash vs Gladion battle we got to see in another preview, and more scenes of Ash and Hapu interacting, which isn't nothing too special. But overall, with this entire preview combined, it definitely brings me a lot of hope. Hope that this arc will be fantastic. Once again, let me know in the comments down below what you thought of each of these previews. I love to hear. As for everybody, pretty much concludes my breakdowns on each of those previews and even this overall discussion. New titles will be coming out soon as well, so be sure to stay tuned on my channel for my discussion on those titles. Anyway, if you did enjoy this video and was even informed with the latest Pokemon news, then be sure to consider leaving a like, a share, and if you're new here, a subscribe along with hitting that bell icon to stay in loop with all things Pokemon anime related. If you want to support this channel in any further way, I also have a Patreon, link in the description below. Thank you for watching everybody, this is TIMESLOT, signing out.